Listeners ready! Hi everyone, welcome here for the fourth episode, and today we are welcoming our first American, which is Roland Hannigan.
What's
Dexterity,
up?
yeah, what's up, Roland? Dexterity Depot team member, which is one of the American team. There is plenty of them. He's also the human incarnation of Flash McQueen with the 95
Lightning
number.
McQueen. Lightning McQueen. Let's get the names right here today.
Oh, my bad. And he made a tag that worth 10,000 bucks, and he obviously played in the IRL Squid Game. My bad. How are you, Roland?
Mm.
Roland?
I'm doing good. How are you doing, Alex?
I'm good. Like I said right before we were talking a bit, I'm always stressed, but that's gonna be okay because we are going to talk about chase tag. And
Sweet.
how was your weekend with the USA Parkour Cup? Because I saw some clip on
Oh yeah.
Instagram with Fernando Arce, which is the great the goat of the WCT6. He did so much speaking, and he did an absolute legend job as a speaker.
Yeah.
We enjoyed that, and he did a bit of French, so we were hype.
Oh yeah, he
the French
did.
crowd, the French crowd were was really happy. So
Yeah, he
how
killed
was
that.
how was the weekend?
The weekend was I had mixed emotions. I did not very good at the speed course, and I was very disappointed with my performance. The first run, I like failed one of the obstacles in it because they made like this cat back way bigger. So I completely failed that. That run was like no, just so terrible, like last place run, you know. And then we got to do a second run on the other side, and I was running a competitive time. Uh, we just got the scores back because I still didn't think that run was that good. But I was on pace with Steez, who was one of my team members from Team Olo before, and I was ahead of him for a little bit, and we were about to be like close to tied. Like it could have gone either way. And I slipped on like one of the last obstacles and fell, and it just again ruined my time. Like added three
Oh
seconds on.
yeah.
I just walked to the finish. It was not worth it. Um, but Steve's got fourth, and he got fourth. He was zero point 0.3 seconds away from getting third, which means I was actually running a pretty competitive time to like get third place, fourth place, depending on how I do there. If I or maybe fifth place if I did still lose to Steez, but I ended up getting like 13th because I fricked at the end. So I was disappointed with my performance. However, I found a lot of pole slides in Austin, which was sick.
Yeah. By the way, one of those post slide maybe cost you a lot of things. Is it okay on that side, if
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because I was watching
uh,
the Star podcast and they talked about it.
so yes, one of the pole slides cut my balls. Um, there was like this metal strap around the pole at the bottom, and I think I saw it when I went there, and then I like didn't think much of it, and I went to the top of the building, and when I got to the top, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna do it. Like I'm up here, I'm gonna get ready, and I completely forgot about thinking about anything on the pole. I was just worried about getting to the pole,
Of
and when I
course.
get to the bottom, I was like, oh, my
Oh,
balls, like this hurts so bad. And I remembered the metal strap that was on it. However, I thought I hit like a blunt piece of metal. Like I thought
Mm.
I hit like a bolt or just like an edge. And then when I went back and looked at it, the thing that I actually cut it on was like an X-Acto knife
Oh.
essentially. It was a very sharp piece of metal. Um and the boys are okay, thankfully. Honestly, a little too okay. I was hoping to have like a permanent scar there, something cool to remember, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's like fully healed now.
You know what, my girlfriend, because I always show my question that I'm preparing. I was more direct, like how was your balls right before how are you, like, but that's okay.
Yeah,
We are chilling. But maybe in chase tag we should have like polls to make you happy, because we see a lot of clips that you are sharing on your socials. So maybe you could something that we could add on the quad if Damien or Christian are hearing us. But
Oh, a pole, a
yeah, a
pole to
pole
slide
just
down.
to do some pole slides during chases.
I would say if they make a multi-level quad in the future at all, if we build upon the sport, have there's the 8 meter quad, the 12 meter quad, and then we can have the 3 story quad. And if we have a 3 story quad, there has to be a pole to slide down.
That will be such entertainment, to be honest. But
It
for the
would.
cardio, I don't think.
Yeah, the cardio would be rough with all that climbing.
So, like every guest, I'm always asking that first, how are their bowls? Like every guest, I would like you to introduce you by speaking about your passions, sport past, and finally how you get into chase tag, obviously.
Okay. Yeah. I guess my recent passions have been honestly a little less chase tag recently. Um, a little bit more parkour focused, working on like just upgrading my flips that I've been working on. I'm trying to get into like the competitive like speed circuit with parkour right now, which has always been like a dream of mine. I guess like I've always loved doing speed comps and competing, but I've just never like gone out of my way to do it. So this year I'm trying to do as many speed comps as I can, um, and then pole slides. Always pole slides.
Of
If
course,
there's a pole to slide down, I'm trying to find it. Um, yeah, and I'm now that the U.S. or I guess not just the U.S. season, all of uh, WCT 7 is announced. Um, trying to get back into training, so I'm trying to go to the quad a little bit more again and get some training in for that.
oh, you have pre-shot one question that I was supposed to ask, but we will be more precise on it. But okay, I
Okay.
see that because you are a parkour guy. First of all, not a chase tag guy, and that's understandable. Sorry. I hope I don't bother you by speaking about the chase tag because you're less interested. But I guess you
No,
are
no, I
here.
do like chase tag a lot
Yeah,
too.
but I mean, no, that's not. I don't want to put you on trouble on anything, but I was joking. But I guess you are here to talk with me, so you're not that much not interested. And like you said, you love chase tag, and everyone loves chase tag, of course.
Yeah,
um, Little game before asking anything else. Uh,
yeah.
with Harun Hanafi from Team Eugen, I did a little game. I'm going to speak in French. Not that
Oh
much.
God.
I'm gonna spell an obstacle from the quad, but in French, and you will
Okay.
have to guess which one is it. So
Oh,
are
I'm
you ready?
cooked.
No pressure, but Harun didn't miss, and he found it. So no pressure.
All
So
right, all right. Haroon lives a little closer to France in my defense, okay? He's a little bit closer to the culture, but I'll try my best.
okay, are you ready?
Yes.
La crête. I'm gonna say it again. La crête.
La Quête. Oh, is that the oh dude, I don't know which route to go. Is that Lazy Boy?
No, that's the ridge. Cause for us,
Oh,
like the crête is like the top of the mountain, so the ridge is the edge of it. If I don't say bullshit.
okay.
Nice try. You are the first one that is failing, but that one was really hard. You know, in your
Yeah.
way, and you said it. You're not that near, not really close to France, but we will talk about that later because you will be there soon. I mean, soon. You would be there in summer, but we will talk about more
Yes.
after that. So let's start with the big news. Is you were talking about it. The WCT 7 USA qualifier were announced 1 week ago. So you mentioned it. Can we expect to see you, of course, there
Oh, absolutely. I'll be there.
as a Dexterity Depot team member, or maybe another team? Or
Yes. So, I mean, I am technically locked
yeah,
into
yeah, yeah, of
Dexterity
course.
Depot until before Worlds, because of my switch, but after joining them, I've like fallen in love with the team. Like I'm definitely gonna keep
Oh,
playing with them. Yeah, no, they're great. I've known all of them for like a while now. Even before Chase Tag, I knew a lot of them. Um, yeah, I at least knew maybe not a lot of them actually. Dang, I forget how I meet people. I at least knew Alex beforehand. But yeah, all of them are awesome. I love hanging out with them, and like it's just such a fun team to be on.
yeah, we felt that in Ghent because that's where we saw each other, and yeah,
Hmm.
the team seems like having a great future in a way, and you were a good plus one on this one, and I can't wait for the WCT7 US qualifiers. Um, Also on the current like events, have you watched the WCT Academy with the Youth League, aka the Youth League? We're talking about it like that, but
No, I haven't yet.
oh
And I'm gonna be honest, the thumbnail for it made me think it was like 8-year-olds playing. And I was
oh
like, I'm not that interested in
yeah,
watching 8-year-olds play chase tag. But then I realized it was like teenagers and I was like, okay, this could go
okay,
kind of crazy. So I do plan on watching it.
all right. We can't wait like to maybe have like the US Youth League in a way, because
Yeah.
we know that there is gyms with obviously training for them. That's a beginning. So I can't wait to see all the kids of the planet fighting each other, and yeah. It can be like you said, like maybe 8 years old people playing tag, but that's not the thing. And maybe you saw like
Yeah.
clips of Gaban that tagged you because he did the same haircut.
Yes.
So yeah. So that was a question
Yeah,
that
he's
was
looking good.
yeah, and you will meet him this summer, but let's keep that for after.
Okay.
Um, all right, and that's it for the actuality. Remember, guys, you can watch those big kids because yeah, they're pretty much on in our league, in the adult leagues, and the next date will be in every in May 24th. So come and check
Okay.
and watch the live stream. I will not be the host in English. I think it would be Walt and Greg as usual. So have fun on this one. By
Sweet.
speaking of every, of course, we are going to talk about World Chase Tag 6. Um, how was your words? Like it was the first one, if I'm not saying bullshit. You have done
Yeah.
national ones, but not worlds. So what was your feeling? How was it? My bad.
I it was like a mixed bag for me. Like it was as a team, it was fun, but a bit of a bummer because we like lost every important game. Um, but it was like also amazing at the same time because I just like as an individual athlete on my team, I performed like way better than I even like thought I would, or like, I performed like everything that I wanted to do pretty much. Every like cool new move that I was like, that'd be cool if I use this new move in the comp or whatever. Like I got to do everything I wanted to. I got a bunch of evasions. So I was stoked with my own performance, but like as a team, like it was like a bummer that we weren't like moving on to like, further in the competition. But the whole week, the whole comp, everything, it was awesome.
Even the manpower I was watching like last week or
Hmm.
something. I was watching the Nicodemus, shout out to him, vlog, and we saw you and pretty much every World Chess Tag athlete that was here in the corner, sorry, doing the manpower. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's such a place to like welcome the competition, and I hope even for you guys, because moving from USA to France is quite hard in a way. I hope it will change and moved on every countries. But yeah, I think it was a good thing for you guys to be here once, and I was happy to
Yeah.
see the Americans playing actually in front of my eyes because it was only my on my screen before that. So yeah,
Yeah.
by speaking about big move that you have done. Um, you performed like the reverse goat during
Yes.
the match against the Urban Corp Mamba. Um, was it planned that was it a movement that you trained before, or was it just like the moment and you did it like naturally?
Yeah, it was pre-planned. I've been training that one a lot leading up to that comp. However, the instant that I used it was not what I was training it for, if that makes sense. So like
Yeah.
I think I drilled it too much before the comp because that's when I kind of was like starting to get it down. Uh to where it was like built into my brain to do it. Because typically if someone was following me around the tilted cube like that, I would Kong out of the mountain, like over the ladder to like the dumbbell kind of head. So I'd try to Kong out to get away from them. I think if you like go back and watch it, he was close enough to me to like probably just jump and tag me on the top of the mountain. And I think just the surprise element of this new move like threw him off enough to not do that. Um, but yeah, so I didn't use it the way I wanted to be able to use it. I don't think that's the best case scenario to use it, but it worked and I was like stoked out of my mind about it.
Actually, I was in the crowd. I was like, "What the fuck?" And it worked. It worked. So that's a thing, and that was great to see. And like everyone say it, know it. Sorry, it's now on the tag index. So like you marked the history of those sports. And what do you feel about that? Was it like planned again? Like, did you want to be like a signature move, or just doing that because you wanted to use it for evasion or whatever?
I didn't necessarily want to be like a signature move, I guess. Like it was definitely like the culmination of a bunch of people at the in Atlanta that were like working on it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I it was more so a thing that I like thought it had like actual real potential to evade certain moves. And I just wanted to I thought it would be cool to showcase a lot of
Mm.
new stuff that I guess especially the Americans I feel like have been working on. Um so yeah, I was like if there's an instance for it, like it'd be cool to use, but I feel like I just had so much adrenaline that moment it was just like instinct to use it.
And like you said, it was just instinct on the moment. It was like, okay, my body is responding to it of the situation.
Yep.
So and it worked out, and many people are now working on it again. Gabin, Gabin is a huge fan. He's like your
Yeah.
little brother. Um, but that's cool. That's cool because on this edition we saw a lot of new movement. So yeah, you deserve that tag indexed place in a way. Um,
Oh, thank you.
you're welcome. Maybe I will do one, but I'm not that good enough to have my own move. But I will try. I will try to be maybe the reverse code too.
Dude, I believe in you, Alex.
Oh, thank you.
I know you're
I,
cooking over there,
I
bro.
I'm cooking, but I'm always cooked. So so in a way, yeah, I'm trying, but maybe we will see sometime. Maybe one of my biggest dream is to be once at Worlds and as a player, not as a spectator. So it's already
Yeah.
done. But yeah, like you said, I'm cooking, I'm working, but I have quad talks to do too, and it's easier to be here and talking.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I'm too young to be already just talking and doing stuff around chase tag. I want to be on the quad, but yeah.
Yeah,
But I'm not the main.
100%. I feel that.
I'm not the main subject. I don't want to take the light.
Oh no, you're good, dude. I'm excited to see where you're at now because I got to play you a little bit in Belgium,
Oh yeah.
and so like next time we get to see each other and train, like it's gonna be cool to see where you're at now.
I keep that in mind. We try hard as fuck. I
Heck
want to
yeah.
kick ass. I'm trying. So on those words, you were so on Dexterity Depot team because previously, like you mentioned it, you were on the Holo one. How
Yeah.
did you finish on Dexterity Depot?
I think it was like 2 months before Worlds. I got a call from Tim,
Oh.
and I missed the call, but I like saw that I had a missed call, and he like texted me and was like, "Hey man, like, are you free to talk sometime soon?" And I was like, "He's gonna invite me onto Dexterity for Worlds, like I
Oh.
know it." And so I called him. He invited me, um, and I was like, "Yeah, for sure." Like they're like I love all the guys on that team. It's a strong team, and they're all like training super hard, which is like important to me as well because no one on Olo was really like near a quad and or like making an effort to get to like a
Mm.
quad and train consistently, but I was going like every weekend. So being invited to a team of people who are working like similarly hard to me was like definitely important and an opportunity to compete at Worlds. I wasn't gonna like say no to that, you know.
Who who
The
who
one
who
thing I didn't
who will
tell.
do
Oh,
that?
sorry.
Sorry, no, that's me. Who will do that? Even if someone is asking to me and I'm so bad at the sport now, I would say yes, of course.
Exactly. Yeah, you're not gonna shoot down an opportunity to compete at Worlds. Like, that's just so sick.
That's like the the biggest thing that you can do on the sport actually. So
Yeah, exactly. And like an opportunity to compete against like the other countries too, because like definitely like I know Dexterity's the team that talks all the trash or whatever, and like, but I promise you, we did not start that, dude. Loic will deny it, but Loic is the one, not Loic from Urban Core, but Loic,
yeah, ask Carino, WCT
yeah,
MEA.
yep. Bro, he like him and Toma both like Toma does it more subtly, but they're both like, I don't know, the French teams are like really good. And he'd like point to some of us and be like, some of you guys look like as good as the French, but like, I don't. So like they're kind of like maybe not talking the most trash, but like subtly just poking at us, being like, yeah, I don't know if you guys are as good as the French yet. And then we talk trash back, and then they're like, oh, look at the Americans
They're very
talking all this
bad.
trash. They started it. I'm like, no, he did not.
I
But it's
remember
mutual. I
that.
think
I
talking
remember that.
trash is fun, and like it was sick to compete against the other countries and to actually see where the rest of the world is at. And like it seems like everyone's pretty like no one was winning like 4-0 against like the Americans versus the
Yeah.
French. So like all the matches are tight, you know.
It was a great battle in a way, and you know Thomas loved to he said it. I'm not saying bullshit. He was like, when I'm in America, I'm saying to the American that they're not that good, like you said, as French. And when he comes to French or Europe, France or Europe, he's saying the same thing, but in the other way. So
Man, he's just in
he's
the pot.
putting some salt everywhere, you know.
Oh,
Uh,
that's so funny.
but that's great because that's something that I love on Chase Tang, and I'm saying that maybe in pretty much every podcast. The community is so great. Like there is no animosity, there is no conflict. Like it's just sports, and at the end of the day, we are just playing tag. That which is a kid game in a way. So,
Yeah.
and we're having fun. And like you said in Ghent, I was so happy to have the Dexterity Depot team because guys, we are in Belgium in a random a chase off. Um, that's crazy. I
Yeah.
remember that it wasn't planned on my script, but I remember you and I think it was maybe Mike. You were planning to do the jump out of the arena into the water, and that
Yeah.
was so great to see that. And I hope if World Chess Tag Himier, which is not existing anymore, but if Loic or Thomas is hearing me, I would love to have like a second edition and Dexterity Depot back at it, and maybe the first jump out of the quad with Roland and his magnificent shorts. That you were ready,
Yes,
because
please.
I
I
remember
was.
you asking to someone of the staff, if I'm going out and in the water, can I change myself and go back to the quad? They were like,
Yep.
yeah. That was so crazy.
Yeah, I remember everyone was like, "Are you still wearing your swim trunks?" And I was like, "I'm not taking them off until I get in the water." And I was so close, but yeah, it just didn't work out. So if they, if they want to, I will show up to any comp that's set up over the water, dude. I want to jump out of the quad into a pool of water.
That will be a world premiere in a way, and I know that I felt it like you were ready to do it. I think it was against Hugo in the match versus Parko 59. I felt it because you were as an evader and he was chasing you, and I was like, okay, that's the moment. I think Roland would go for it, but maybe it wasn't planned on that one.
I don't think so. I think the all the other matches felt like they had um there was more pressure on them, and I felt that like the match that I was really confident I could do it on was against Trauma Tracers. And I think it was mostly because they're the newer team,
Yeah, they are less
and I'd have a
experienced.
yeah, so I'd have a better chance to do it, and I was so close um on that last chase, and it would have been incredible too because it was match point. So I mean, we already had the win, but like to go out on match point,
Yeah,
end the game by being in the water, like, it would have
the
been so
best
sick.
the best scenario on that day. And yeah, if you hear us, maybe a second one would be great. And that was such good venue for even us as
Yeah,
spectators, because that was crazy. Like a quad in upper the water, and under fucking rules, you can't have liquids on the quad, and the quad is based on a liquid. So yeah,
yep.
that was so fun.
It was such a cool environment.
By speaking about souvenirs and past, what would be the best souvenir that you have with the sport with WCT?
Souvenir. I don't know.
I think it's
I
hard
don't,
because I'm asking that even me, I would not be able to have one, but maybe a top three. I don't know. It's up to you.
well, I guess maybe I'm a little confused. What do you mean
Ah,
by souvenir?
like what is the best moment that you lived with Chase Tag?
Oh, okay, I understand.
My bad.
I guess. Oh, dude, what would be like a top moment? Um, I think just like getting to go to Worlds in the first place was pretty cool. Um, Honestly, like all of the match against Urban Core Mamba was like a huge highlight for me. Like I felt such a big like high after that match because I told all my teammates and everything. I did everything in that match. Like I crossed off so many like just things on my checklist of like goals that I want to do in chase tag. Like uh I did the reverse goat, so I got to do like a cool new move. I did two evasions in a row, which was a goal of mine.
Back to back, yes.
Um, yeah, back to back evasions. I hit the gritty during an evasion, which was like not planned at all. It's always in the back of my head, but I'm always so like in the moment, I never can think about it while I'm playing. Like the matches are too important. But like, I just, to be fair, I didn't know he landed on his head, but I knew that like he did some crazy dive and was gonna take a
To go
second to
for
get
it,
up.
yeah, that was
Yeah, so I
crazy.
was like, all right, we're hitting the gritty right now. And I see him start running back over at the end, and I was like, oh God, are we not out of time yet? I got really nervous again right after the gritty, but luckily the lights went green. So I'd say that match just had so many highlights that that would be like one of the best moments was just the match as a whole.
That makes sense because even me, I watched it back because it's now on YouTube, and I watched it. I forgot it because I didn't watch the. I was at the WT6, and then I didn't watch any matches because it was live stream on YouTube. I didn't watch
Mhm.
anything since now, and I watched back the match, and I was like, yo, two in a row, doing a new move, and Louis crazy behind him. Like it was
Yeah,
the greatest match of Roland for sure. Yeah, yeah,
thank you.
that's a good pick. That's a good pick. We were talking about Europe and North America with the salt that Thomas is trying to put between us.
Yep.
Would you say that there is a difference between those continents in the way of playing?
Yes. And I don't know if I'd fully be able to like describe it all the
Hmm.
time. Um, and I don't even know if this was like a difference between the US and like Europe, or if it was just a difference between a more casual
Mm.
competition that doesn't really matter and like Worlds. So one thing I noticed was that I guess in America, at least before Worlds, I don't know how much it's changed since then. Was a lot of people would like at least kind of wait in a corner a little bit longer, like one of the four corners, and you'd kind of be able to set a trap. And then at Worlds, um, I just remember like none of the French teams that we were playing against were stopping in any corners for me to do stuff that I typically do. Like, I mean, for example, like Lazy Boy is my most confident
Mm.
corner. Like, if I can get someone to Lazy Boy and they stop for
Yeah,
even like a split second there, I feel like I have it
it's
shut down a
over.
lot of
Yeah.
times.
Mm.
And no one was stopping there. And so there was like a move I wanted to do with the Lazy Boy, like diving through the small square holes to get a tag, but no one stopped there. So I don't know if that's a thing where like maybe the Europeans or the French are, just not staying in corners at all, or if it was more of a thing of like we were at Worlds and like the meta changed at that comp. Like everyone was so stressed about the competition, they just booked it. They didn't want anyone
Yeah,
to set up
running away.
traps.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree with you because as usual, in our training, I know that at the Lazy Boy we don't want to be there. So maybe it's an habitude, because we are like for me when I'm at the Lazy Boy I'm like I have to go away because I know that
Yeah.
everyone's know how to dive through because I know that French are were used to be big divers. Now it's not really that the case. We saw a lot of Americans and everyone else doing dives. That's quite really usual now. But for me, I think Europeans are like less physic in a way. They try to put traps, and Americans are more like. I have like the example. We had Gabe Torres from Hollywood Freerunner that was
Yeah.
coming at True Bay, and I was like, this bro has so much physic, and we because we are trying to put traps like you said, and he wasn't letting us do that. So maybe it's just like you said, the case like we have casual and words, and so everyone is putting their feelings on it and being
Yeah.
different. So it was a try. So it's tough to ask this question. I don't really know if there is a difference. I tried it, but like you said, it's difficult to say. Sorry, I'm a bit messy
Yeah.
on what I'm saying. Are you
No,
okay?
I think I understand. And I think that like it like kind of like you're saying it is hard to fully explain as well as um just the strategy as a whole changes so much constantly that it's like sure the French played like this and the Americans played like this and maybe the UK teams played like this during Worlds or before Worlds, but then it's like 6 months later everything changes again. Like every like kind of like you were saying, like there was a while where when in all of our training we were setting up traps a lot. So because everyone was setting up all these traps and getting good at them, as an evader, I stopped
Yeah.
stopping in corners. Like I would wait like right before you're about to set up the trap, I would leave so you never fully set it up.
Mm.
So now it's like in my head the game shifted again and like setting up traps is I guess I still set them up, but I have like a whole different way that I play now
Mm.
that kind of combats that a little bit.
And I think it will continue to move on, and we will see more and more new stuff. And what we thought that it was possible to do during training will be completely different during a proper competition and official ones. So
Yeah.
that's what I like to say, because some people I'm talking, sorry, for my case at PK59. I know that some people just want to keep things and don't want to show things for maybe worlds or nationals, and
Yeah.
some of them are sharing everything, and that's also a thing that change a lot of things on what we could see, because my philosophy is like I'm sharing what I've found and what I'm training for, and I see with people if there is something to change or whatever, and I'm not like, oh, I keep that, I will try it at Worlds and maybe it will work, but between Worlds and now there is a big time lapse to skip. So yeah, that's my
Yeah.
philosophy. Um,
I think like there's definitely a lot of like I don't know if it was like gatekeeping's not like the right word, but like there's a lot of like and I like experienced some of this too, like or I would do a little bit of this of like kind of wanting to like keep a move a little bit secret to like do it at the next comp or whatever. But what I've started to find out is like even if you show someone a move, so many people doubt you. Like I showed my whole team like the ghost and the reverse goat before the comp, which to be fair, the reverse goat like doesn't have as many uses,
mm.
but like I still found it to be a super beneficial move, and I showed it to my team before Worlds, and they were like, "Oh yeah, that's cool," and then like none of them worked on it. And then like that same day that I like showed everyone the reverse goat, they were like, "Oh, that looks kind of cool," but like I could tell they kind of doubted it. And then I evaded everyone with it like
Oh,
every time.
you
And then by
see?
the end of practice, Alex came up to me. He's like, "Okay, I do need to practice this now." And then same thing with like the ghost is like no one really did it until after Worlds. Like I showed my team and I was like, you guys need to learn this. Like this is gonna like really help you with evasions. And like they practiced it slightly, but like not a lot. And then after Worlds, they saw me and a couple other people use it super effectively, and they were like, "Oh shoot, we need to learn this now." So I'm like, that's even my own teammates who like refuse, like I guess not refuse, but like don't
So,
see the
but like,
value right
nah,
away.
yeah,
So it's like I don't really care about keeping secrets anymore because I could show it to everybody, and a lot of people I think write it off as like, oh, it was a fluke, or that was like a one-time circumstance where you could use it. So
yeah,
plus, I just want the sport to grow. Like I just like
yeah.
I feel bad for hiding things, and like I feel like I'm friends with everyone in the sport. Like this whole sport's based off of like being friends with each other. So I'm like I'm trying to be as much done with the whole like gatekeeping skills or whatever. Like I want to just share what I know with everyone and make everyone better.
I agree with that because that's my philosophy. I did parkour before Warchestang, and that's the
Hmm.
thing in the parkour community. Like when you're doing a jam, even if parkour is like for me again um, an individual sports, you're helping each others with moves, and we have to spread like every technique, and we don't have to be like gatekeeping everything. I
Yeah.
sure you can keep something, some techniques, of course, but being like in the secret, not training with the others and everything, it's not that's not that's not cool. But that's not my
Yeah.
philosophy, because yeah, that like you said, at the end of the day, we are all friends playing tag, and that's it.
Yep.
That's cool because it's a good transition. By speaking about that, we saw you coaching people at Dexterity Depot. Um,
Yeah.
how is it going? How many people did you had to know?
I think we had at least 10 people. I was a little I don't know the exact number because there was
Mm-hmm.
like a lot of people on the first day, but some there was like two or three people maybe that only signed up for the first day.
Okay.
And then the second day a couple people less people came. So somewhere between like 10 and 13 total signups,
Okay.
but maybe about like max 10 10 to 12 people in a day or whatever.
That's good for a quad. I mean, when we are doing course at PK59, when there is too much people on the quad, that's a bit tough and difficult
Yeah.
to train with. So.
It definitely seemed like the sweet spot, like numbers wise. Like it felt
Mm.
like a good group, gave everyone breaks between stuff. But if there was like too many more than that, I could see it like slowing down a lot, or I'd have to change how I structured the workshop to like separate groups to like two sides of the quad so they're not like,
Yeah.
interfering with each other and they get equal practice time.
That's funny because everyone is doing that. When we, I know that when Johan has many kids or people, they are spreading the quad in two parts, and they're doing chases or whatever on the left and right corner. So I
Yeah.
see that everyone is doing that because yeah, 12-12 one is really tough, even for 8-8. Because I am saying that because with Johan Ferreira, so Parkour 59 guy. We were doing yesterday the commentary of a Japanese competition in French.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, English people. I know that everyone wants to have stuff, but it's really tough to me for me to do both. But yeah,
Yeah.
they were like 20 or 25 kids, something like that, on the 8-8, doing their warm up. They were
Dang.
just like walking and nothing else. So I think that's
That sounds
the
like a
right move.
mess.
Yeah, yeah, you should watch the footage. That's terrible.
Dang.
It's not even a warming up. It's just walking on the quad and see where the planks are, and that's it. But yeah, I agree with you. 10 to maybe 15 people is the maximum maybe for a group. Uh,
Yeah.
I'm not paid for that, but little reminder, we were talking about it later. But Roland, our guest, and with his companions, which is Luke and Orlando from Team Eugen, and also Nine Street from Parkour 59, will host a summer camp in 21st to 27 in July at Urban Corp 40 in France. So if you want
Yeah.
to have the keys to succeed maybe in chase tag, you should definitely go there. I will put some
100%.
information right down below, but Roland will be there, and like he said, he's not gatekeeping things. He will be like your coach,
Yeah.
Roland Hannigan coach, and I can't wait to see how many people will be there.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm excited. I'm really hoping that we get like, a decent number of people sign up. I think they're maxing it at
20,
15 to 20 people. Yeah,
yeah,
20. Um, but yeah, that should be just like such an incredible week. I feel like with like me, Orlando, Luke, and Naeem, you get such a like range
yeah,
of different like styles and strategies and like techniques and like yeah, I feel like you just get the best of like everything with that group. So I'm excited for it. It should be fun.
and on the brand new quad which appear in France in maybe I don't want to say bullshit, but December, something like that. So it's a brand new
Oh,
quad.
okay.
There is no pillars like in our gym in Poker 59, which is difficult to have when you want to do ghost or such things like
Dang,
that.
is it right in between the sisters?
Yeah. That's
Oh,
awful.
that's
But
brutal.
guys, come. We had Gabriel Torres. Big love to Gabe. He's always coming in Roubaix to train with us every year now. But yeah, it's a different way to train. I agree with that. But yeah, in
Yeah.
Urban Corp 40, Urban Corp 40, like we say here, you will be able to to be able to do ghost and such things. You'll yeah, just
Nice.
check that on the WCT Point Gym Instagram, I think, and you will have all the info. Like I said, I'm not paid,
Yeah.
but like you, I want to make the community grow, and either way, it can help.
Yeah.
I introduced a new thing. I never done that before. Ooh,
A new
or
thing.
premiere. I've asked, you saw it in Instagram and you liked the story. I asked to the community if they had a question for you.
Oh.
So let's start with it. I got six question. I had five. That is better for my mind. I was like five is perfect, but I had a last one by one of your fellow American friends, which is the last one. I keep it. First one, it's Elia MP3 that is asking to you. What was your best memories from WT6? You said it already. That
Yeah.
was the Urban Corp Mamba one. But if you had to pick another one, maybe?
I would say outside of the competition
Yeah.
from World Chase Tag 6, but being at Worlds was the outdoor quad. Like the outdoor quad was
Oh,
so
yeah.
cool. And I remember meeting some of the FACA guys on like the first day. And I didn't even think that they like played chase tag at first, and not because of their skill. Like I just like they came
S-
dressed wearing like pretty regular clothes, and it was just me, uh, Audrey, from Anarchy
Mm.
and my friend Chance, who came with me to like film stuff for me. So we showed up there. We were like the first people at the quad. Like we were there early in the week, and I was just like, dang, it's like this already so popular. Just like local like
Yeah.
kids are coming out here to like play, like or like I think all of them are like teenagers or like late teen, like young adults. So I was
Yeah.
like, dang, these are just like people showing up to play chase tag. That's cool. And then I found out they were on a team, and I was like, okay, this like that makes more sense. But they were super cool. I feel like the whole environment of everyone from around the world meeting at that outdoor quad to practice and hang out was like the coolest thing.
I think it was the for now the last moment where there was so much population all around the quad. I was me too going every morning to the quad to see who was there. I was too shy
Yeah.
to say hello to everyone, but that was so cool to see that. And the person that asked that is a friend, I think, of them. So that was a bit linked. So I hope Elia will be happy with this one. Now we have obviously Gabin that asked the
Awesome.
question in French. He's not really good at English for now, but Gabin, if you are hearing us, work hard on your English. That's really important because Roland is coming for you. Uh,
I am. And my French is terrible, but I will practice a little more before I come again. I'll put in a couple weeks on Duolingo.
you will be maybe able if you didn't does your homework talk by the quad. But yeah, he's asking. I think we have the answer, but he asked it. Uh, if Hollywood Freerunner was asking to you to join them, would you quit Dexterity Depot?
Nah. Nah, not a chance.
Not a chance. So Gabin, you will not have like your dream team. Roland is a Dexterity
Dexterity
Bokai.
Depot should be his dream team.
Oh no.
Hey, represent.
Yeah, I'm a fucking client. I'm like, take my money, guys. We got a third one. We got Bigazon 59, which is Gabrini, the manager of the Poco 59 Spark team, which is playing on the Youth League, the Worcester Academy. He's asking about the Urban Cup Momba match. What happened in the match point with Loic G? Um,
Oh, dude, that was the worst thing ever.
Sorry to ask.
So,
Sorry. I was
no,
like,
no, no,
do I
no. It
ask?
was, it was, so we just like our, I guess our structure or strategy of like our team was a little bad at Worlds still. Like, no one fully took charge. Like, Tim's the captain, he was
Mm,
taking charge. But a lot of times I actually like how Aaron makes decisions in the moment. Like
mm,
Aaron's really good about putting every emotion aside, like looking at the match super objectively and seeing everything. And I think we've all kind of come to realize that now. But there wasn't good organization with our team, as well as not like trusting all of our teammates as much. I don't know why. We just like the confidence was all over the place with people, and we hadn't played Alex yet. He was one of the two people we hadn't played.
mm.
And leading up to that, we were like, Alex is next. Like, we're putting Alex out. Alex is going to go. And then Paul looks up at the clock and he goes, Yo, it's match point. We need to send out someone that can get an evasion.
Oi.
And I was like, and everyone was like, oh, well, like, are you good, Roland? And I was like, yeah, I'm good. Because I've been training
Mm.
so much cardio. I was overconfident with my cardio because I've been training a lot. But doing two evasions in a row,
Yeah.
it's exponential how much
Mm.
it drains you. Um, so I didn't realize I was like fully gassed at that point. Also, Alex could easily get an evasion. I don't know why we underestimated Alex in that moment. Like I feel bad about that. And even Alex was like, "Yeah, man, like you go." And I like that was the worst call we could have made. I was the most tired person on the team. Anyone on my team could have made that tag. And even if they didn't get an evasion, it would have been smarter to go to overtime
Mm.
or sudden death. And then if we need an evasion and I'm still the best person to go,
Mm.
I'll have more time to rest and get an
Yeah,
evasion
of
because
course.
I'm also better at evading than tagging in a lot of times. So yeah, so then I went out against Loic and just, yeah, didn't even get close. I think the second I stepped through the ridge, I realized I had no power in my
Oh
legs, and
yeah.
I was like, "Oh, I'm cooked. Like, there's no way I'm making
I'm
this."
cooked. In a way, I would like agree with your decision in a way because sometime for someone that wasn't in the match at all, sending him at the end or the match point like that would be like, in my opinion, again, would be difficult because he was not really on like on the chain. He wasn't really like in. It's really tough to send
Yes.
someone that didn't chased before. Like he wasn't really concerned by the match in a way. Maybe I'm saying that badly, but I don't know if
Yeah,
you
I
understand what I'm
think
saying.
yeah, I think that could like definitely it was what our first match at Worlds, so all of the pressure's high, all of our nerves are high. And he hadn't got a chance to play yet, and that's our first match. So I could see that going out at match point being stressful. But Alex is pretty consistent with his tags. So I think sending him out, sure, his nerves could have been
Mm.
high, but Loic was also still tired. Like, I
Yeah,
don't remember how many times he went out, but he at least went
he
out
played a
against me
lot.
once and had to run the full 20 and landed on his head. Like, I know that he like was able to go back out, but I'm like, dude's a little bit like hurt at this point. So
Yeah.
like we could like in my mind, I'm like, send someone fresh out who has to go against someone who's slightly tired
Yeah.
now. Like, because I feel like I was close to him at certain points, but I just had nothing left in me.
Me too. Even if I rewatch, like I said, the match, I was like, "Oh, Roland is gonna get him," and I was like, but I was watching the timing on YouTube. I was like, maybe not. And we saw it in the chase. We were really close, but like you said, the your legs wasn't responding anymore, and that was tough. But
Yeah.
I
And then I
mean,
started getting stressed at like 15 seconds or whatever, and I was tired.
yeah,
I could feel that I was tired. And then I was like, oh no, I can't miss this. And I got
no,
stressed out. In the last like
yeah,
5 seconds, I was making bad decisions.
mm,
So,
it happened. I mean, even the words, every like it's my philosophy again, and it depends on me. Don't be upset. But I'm saying like every events are training. It's just a training. We have
yeah.
it's a practice time. Like it's not a really big deal. But like I said, for Dexterity Depot, I see a good future. Sorry, but
Yeah. I mean, I
it's
hope
done.
so. We can't keep losing every match. We can't lose every single match, okay? We got to win one of these eventually. It's
You
bound to
will.
happen. Statistically, we're going to win one of these.
You will, and we said it today, and it will happen. It's now act, like we say.
Yeah, it's fate now.
Exactly. Next question, to you. Who is the best player in the open division and in the woman one?
Hmm.
That's a question asked by Enzo Guille. My bad.
I would say in the open division, I would say Maddie from Hollywood Freerunners.
Yeah.
Some people don't agree because I don't know. I'll have to rewatch all the world's matches because I've talked to people about this to see how he performed. But I remember him performing really well. Um, and I know in past comps he's had like some amount of performance anxiety
Mm.
and like, or just like clearly doesn't perform as good as he does in practice. But like I play with him all the time, and like he's the person that I'm most scared to tag and evade against. So like, and he wears no pads.
Yeah,
Like the dude
that's
dude
something.
doesn't wear any padding ever. And I'm like, all right, everyone else who is desperately trying to get nearly as good as Maddie is wearing like full body armor to get that good. You know what I'm saying?
And bro, he's doing like dive through the ridge, like the horizontal one, like poof,
Yeah.
passing through the ridge. Like I was like, what the fuck? And Amos, he came to PK59 and he told us, you know that Maddie when he's chasing, he has big metal music in his ears
Yeah.
and he's doing his stuff. But when you see him, it's a calm person. Like,
Yeah.
uh,
No, I need to shout out Maddie's music really quick. So Maddie listens to like metal, like heavy metal, like death metal, like that's all he listens to. His Spotify Wrapped last year, I can't remember the number of hours, if you do the math on it, it's equivalent to 16 hours a day.
Yo.
He listens to music 16 hours a day. And I was like, Maddie, when do you not listen to music when you're sleeping? And he goes, No, I listen to music when I'm
Oh.
sleeping too. He's like, pretty much like the only time I'm not listening to music is he was like, when I'm coaching sometimes. And then he said, when his AirPods die.
Oh
So
yeah.
like most like it's just when his AirPods die is the time that he's not listening to music throughout the day. He's insane, dude. He's
That's
one of my
crazy.
favorite people, and he's so sweet.
And I agree with you. He impressed me every time I see him playing. And like you said,
Yeah,
he doesn't have knee pads, and people without knee pads are crazy people.
yeah. And the way he moves is so unique too. Like I don't think anyone else plays like him on the quad either. Like I don't know how to describe the way he plays, but when he's evading and when you're evading him and he's like trying to tag you, uh it's just it's so different. And it's so like I feel the most pressure when he's after me compared to
Mm.
literally anybody else. And
That's
then
a
I
good
guess for
pick.
the
The women division, yeah.
yeah, women's trying to think of some of the matches. I feel like because I feel like so much changed from Pan Am's to Worlds.
Hmm.
And I think because I feel like it. Oh wait, Pan Am's is that what I'm thinking of? I feel like at Pan Am's, Taylor from Nemesis was really stand out.
Yeah.
Um, but I think maybe I'm remembering wrong. It's been so long since I've watched any of the matches from Worlds,
No
but I think
worries.
Nemesis underperformed at Worlds, right? Like they
Yeah.
they got out pretty early. Um, trying to think.
I think they were kicked out from the group phases. I don't remember. I don't want to say bullshit, but once
Yeah.
again, people, don't be angry.
Um, dude, I'm trying to think right now. Um, there was, I feel like two pretty standout women from the Urban Core team,
Yeah. Maybe Leah. Which one?
Leia, and then
There is
dude,
Miley's.
I think it was my least who I was thinking of as the other one, and
Because
then
Leah was the first KOF on this edition, so maybe it's her. But there is Miley's.
yeah, was she
Uh,
the one? She's the one that went against Audrey, right?
yeah, I think so.
Okay. See, I feel like I haven't played enough of the women to
No, no
like
worries.
to know, like like you can see them compete against each other, but at the same time, like I feel like I make a lot of my judgment calls based on like who I'm playing against, like of like
Yeah,
how threatened I feel.
I see.
Um, and then I'd say maybe like Audrey from Anarchy was
Anarchy.
one of
Yeah,
the better ones that I usually play against in the US at least.
yeah. We see her really
Oh,
often.
and um I haven't played with her in a while, but Jaden from Anarchy as well.
Oh,
She she at I think it was Pan Am's is when she performed really well. I think she maybe didn't perform as well at Worlds, but I remember at Pan Am's I played her in practice a lot, and she was always pretty good. And then at work or at Pan Am's, I was like, Jaden, where'd that come from? Like, what you were running like twice as fast as I've ever seen you run. And she was like I don't like she acted like she was like shocked that I said that or something. I was like, you clearly were playing harder than you were like playing me on a typical day. Like
yeah.
put on the Jets when you're playing me. But so she blew me away at Pan Am. So that was one of the other
Mm,
like standout people that I remember.
nice. Thanks for that. And no worries, you will not have enemies because it's a question. That's okay, guys.
Yeah.
Next one, and you know him. It wasn't the last one that I received. Oh no, I'm saying bullshit. It's for after. Last, we have two last question. My bad. Lucas Hope 06. What is the move or obstacle that you are training right now? If you want to talk about it.
Um, I guess the newest thing that I started working on was this move on the tilted cube, which is not that different, and I'm sure other people have tried this before. Um, but it's like, do you know what I mean when I say like going into like a half spider on the tilted cube?
I think so. That's
Okay,
really difficult to Lucas. That's a bad question. That's really difficult in chase tag to explain because it's really
I
demonstrative.
got this. I got this. I can explain the move. I want people to know about this move because I want other people to try it and see if it works. Um, so essentially, if you're at the center of the quad and
Mhm.
you're looking at the tilted cube, the corner closest to you, that's the vertical pole
Oh
that's
yeah.
closest to you.
Okay.
That's the one you kind of start you creep up and you're getting on that corner to do your tiger.
Okay.
And
See.
then there's the left and then there's the right. The left
Yeah.
is where like the sisters are, the right is kind of
Okay.
going under the mountain.
The like the connection with the table. That's it. You have the connection with the table, and then you have the pole. That's
Yep.
the one. Yeah. Okay.
And so from that pole, so the pole I'm talking about is the one opposite from the one in the corner.
Okay.
You're coming in from the middle, you're going towards the tilted cube, and as you get to that first corner, the inside corner, you can look to the left, and that's the tilted or the sisters, and you can look to the right, and on the right is like you're dropping down to run into the mountain.
Yeah. Okay.
So if you were to drop down on that right side and kind of stick your left leg into the bottom hole where people
Okay.
viper of the
Yeah.
tilted cube, so a lot of people do the like little shimmy on their stomach there. I've been starting to drop down, and on that first pole in the inside corner, that vertical pole, I put my foot on it so that if someone runs around the tilted cube going to the open side, they're running towards the sisters. I swivel and I push off of my foot that's on that vertical bar to jump out the
Okay. I
open
see.
side. So it's like
Okay.
a variation of the Viper so that you don't have to jump through the whole thing.
Yeah. I see.
And just recently it started to work. Like just recently I got a couple tags with it, but the timing is so hard. Like it's so hard to do it fast enough.
That's interesting. Maybe if you have one and if I think about it, maybe you can send me a clip if you want
Yeah,
to,
I'll send you a video of it.
and you will be more precise on the thing. But I understand it and I see what you are meaning with that one. And I don't like the Viper because I'm always fucking eating my back on the fucking bar, and maybe it's an alternative to it, and a safe one, a safer
Yeah,
one.
that's pretty much why I do it is because I was training the Viper a little bit. Like I could halvesies do it, but that move is only useful if you can like jump all the way through.
Mm.
Like if you can jump and hit the border wall almost.
Oh,
And I trained it one day and I was trying to do 100 reps of it with somebody. And I was just like,
why?
I don't like repping stuff, but we like repped it for 100. And I think at like 88, I back checked so hard. And I've never back checked on it. And I just was like, yep, I'm done with that. And I don't think I've done the Viper once since that day. That was like over a year ago.
Oh.
And so I was trying to find something else I could do to get tags on the open side. And I think I found an okay solution.
Okay, solution for our back, and thanks for that, Roland.
Yes.
Maybe I will train this one this Friday, which is tomorrow.
Oh, you should. I'll send you the
Yeah,
clip. I want to see
yeah,
like
yeah.
how you feel about it. I want to see if other people can do it and
You,
replicate it and like
you know
make it
what?
look more usable.
I will try to film myself trying it, and we will see that if
Heck
I do
yeah.
it like quite good. Last question, and I was saying that you know him. It's a fellow friend American, which is Viver34, which is Elijah. He's
Yep.
asking. It's a bit connect to the question of Enzo, but not that much. Who is the which person, which athlete is your biggest inspiration in chase tag? Wow, my bad.
Biggest inspiration.
You
Um,
can say Elijah and he will be happy.
yeah, definitely Elijah. I take all my moves from Elijah. Taught me everything I know. I'd be nothing without him. Yeah, everything's from Elijah. Yeah, I'm his biggest fan. Yeah. I guess I don't know. Maybe I feel like I like maybe Maddie. I'm trying not to wear knee pads as much. I'm trying to actually
Yeah.
train without knee pads sometimes
Yeah.
and like see how that goes. And recently it's been fine. There's only a couple of things where I ever use my knees, which is like loading bay.
Mm.
But yeah, like moving like Maddie is like kind of the dream. So that's the
Yeah.
person I feel like I try to replicate as much as possible.
That's a good example because if we think about the parkour, could be a good example. In parkour, you are making jumps that you are sure that you are able to do. In a way, in chase tag, if you are as good and you're not making that much mistakes, you should be able to not worry wearing knee pads or whatever protection that you want.
Yeah. And
And
I
I agree with that.
feel like it's a mixed bag of like I get why you wear knee pads and like
Mm,
padding and stuff because you're bound to hit your body at some point. Like mistakes are going to happen when
yeah,
you're in this
it
high speed
happened.
chase against somebody else.
We are humans.
Um yeah. And so I think some light padding is fine. Like I wear knee pads now most of the time when I'm playing. However, I feel like definitely for years now there's been like some people that wear an excessive amount of pads, and I feel like the number of pads people wear is like growing sometimes,
Yeah,
and like wearing hard pads, like people are wearing pads to the point where they're like I've literally seen people implementing strategies that they
based on
couldn't
that.
or wouldn't do without pads. Like they wouldn't dive as hard, they wouldn't be able to slide as
That's
far
sad.
without the plastic knee pads they're wearing. So I'm like, padding should be to prevent these like small nicks on like a bar and stuff. Like if you slam your knee into a bar,
Of course.
maybe instead of a giant bruise, you get a little bruise. But you shouldn't be wearing pads that are like preventing you from taking damage. Like maybe you should get better at playing and practice
Yes,
more.
of course. You don't
Yeah,
have to be a juggernaut to go on the quad. And
exactly.
fortunately, we have rules, and now it's like a thing. We can't have hard protection on real competition, but
Yeah,
little point for everyone. We're not criticizing that because, of course, protection is the best way to keep people safe. And even me, I'm having protection when I'm playing and training. But yeah, if I could have no pads on me, I would be happy because man, that's so. I'm sweating a lot with that shit, but I'm happy when I'm hitting a knee or something. But I'm
yeah,
only wearing knee pads. I had shin pads, but I hate that because I was like feeling like Iron Man when I was walking, even it's really soft. But yeah, that's my
yeah,
opinion on that. And everyone is free to experience chase tag as they want to. And
yeah.
so keep that in mind. We're not criticizing; it's just a point of view.
Yeah, I'm not criticizing all pads in general.
Of
Like I think
course.
pads should be allowed and like encouraged in a lot of ways, but only for preventative reasons, like to prevent injury. Whereas when you start getting to the point where you're wearing pads that are like fully allowing you to do things you
Mm.
wouldn't be able to do without them, then like now you're getting to a point where it's like, okay, this is benefiting you past what the human body's capable of.
Yeah, that would be a shame, and will destroy in a way the game and the sports. So I agree with that.
Yeah,
So keep your protection, but don't be juggernauts, people, please.
yeah.
We don't want that. Last game before ending this wonderful interview, because I always appreciate super cool discussion with people that are playing tag. Um, Usually on this podcast, I'm always doing like a tag or evade. It's um it's a game where you have to say. Uh, Sorry, let me go again. I'm gonna say three athletes, and you will have to tell me if you prefer to tag them or evade them. All right?
Okay. Yeah, I got it.
So it's kind of a smash or pass, but we're not animals here, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
So the first one, and you will see him this summer, and I see him really often at Park of 59. It's Naim Street. Would you tag or
Ooh.
evade him?
Hmm.
That's a
Dude,
tough
oh,
one.
that's a tough one. Yeah. I've like I've slowly been getting better at tagging recently. I guess not recently. In the last year, I made a lot of like
Improvements?
upgrades in my tagging as well as like more confident with it, which is what I was teaching at my workshop like a couple weeks ago. Um, but there's like some people like Naeem where I'm like I've never played him before and it's so hard to
That's why
like
I asked.
think through it. I would say, oh, cause he like commits so hard to like diving too. Oh, I'm gonna say tag. I think I could tag him more than I could evade him. But I guess I'll find out this summer.
Yeah, we will find out. I can't wait to see clips maybe of that. The second
Yeah.
one, you know him. He's American. It's Michael Slager from Apex Moon.
Oh, evade, bro. Evade.
Of course, you know I didn't.
I'm collecting them, bro. Getting rid of people's 100% tag rates.
It's really rare. The last one it was Lando that lost it during the Ghent one. Was it
Hmm.
you or who?
Yep.
Oh, of course. So you are hunting people with 100 tag percent.
Yep.
I see that. So Michael, if you hear us, Ronan is trying hard. My bad. That's starting to be
Yeah.
difficult for me. Woo! The last one, it's again an American, and I love him. I talked about him. It's Gabriel Torres from Hollywood Freerunner.
Hmm.
Maybe you saw him during the US series.
Yeah,
Did you
no,
play?
I train with him. I'm
Yeah.
just trying to think of
Which
what
way
I'd
is the
rather
best?
do. Yeah, I think, dude, I feel like this one could maybe go either way. I feel like Gabe's a weird one. Like he
I
when
agree
he
with that.
evades, he moves really weird, and he's like
It's really exotic when you're playing Gabe.
maybe I know he's definitely been working on his evading or his
Oh.
tagging, getting better at it. However, I know he follows a lot, so
Yeah,
I'm gonna go with evading for now
it's a speedy guy.
and hope he follows me a lot, and then I'll maybe get away.
Oh, Gabe, if you hear us, also, you got a message here. Run,
Mhm.
run, 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 run. Roland, thanks for being here. Thanks for giving me your time. I hope you
Oh yeah,
enjoyed it.
absolutely.
I
Thanks
hope
for
you
having me, dude.
you understood me.
I
uh,
did, I did.
so sometimes it's difficult, but that's okay. Um, as always, I love to do that. I let the conclusion to my guests. You can say whatever you want. It's up to you. And once again, thank you so much for being here. And maybe
Yeah,
for next ones, I don't know if I would like to do one, but in person, because we are in the like you see it. We are in a
yeah,
video conference, and I hope one day I will be able to travel everywhere and will be
that would
in
be so
physic.
cool.
But it was a big conclusion, but it's up to you. I give you the last words.
All right. Yeah, these very important words here. Thanks everyone for watching. This was sick. Hopefully you enjoyed listening to me yap. And pull up to the camp in France this summer. It's gonna be sick.
Yeah, come, guys. Thank you, Roland. Have a nice
Oh
one,
yeah, thank you, Alex.
and thanks for listening us. It's something that I didn't said before, but guys, if you appreciate it, like rate the podcast on Spotify or YouTube, wherever you are listening. But that's really important, and yeah, keep chasing and don't get caught, people.